But so yeah, after I came back from the trip, so it was I think June, July. So it was I traveled for 4 months, 4.5 months, and then I came back, and so we had this plan, Sumit, me, and Adhiraj, that we'll start this comics group. So we'll sit and jam, we'll discuss comics, and we'll have this nice thing. So while I was traveling, so Adhiraj, messages me on Facebook. I was like checking in. It's like, यार हमने ऐसे ग्रुप बनाया DCKS, तू वापस आएगा ना तो तेरे को सबसे मिलाऊंगा, बहुत बढ़िया ये वो. It's like हाँ सही है मैं आता हूँ वापस, मजा आएगा. So I came back, and then we had this meeting. This friend of ours in Karol Bagh only we met, and that's where I met Virat. No, I guess. So he was there, and all of other people like Bhanu, Anupam, and other guys, Akshat, and we all were there. So we were discussing. So that's where we met, and then
DCKS stands for Delhi Comic
Samagam.
Delhi Comics Kala Samagam. So that's DCKS.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's a mouthful, man.
Yeah.
DCKS is good.
That's why we just call ourselves Dicks and we're done with it.
Yeah,
Delhi
man.
Dicks.
Delhi Dicks. Yo. So yeah, so that's how it's all.
I'm
That's
never
how.
going to be a part of that.
DCKS.
So, what do you guys do? What does DCKS do?
So DCKS is just like it's basically a Facebook page. It's like a group, okay? So the whole idea was to get all of these small comic creators who work independently together. So there's a platform where we can discuss things, we can criticize, we can help each other, in small things, right? Like when you are in an industry which is not really huge and you have to survive, right? So there are very small issues like how to get into it. Like there are a lot of people who draw and who write also, and they want to get into comics industry. So whom are they going to go and meet?
Yeah.
So when you have a platform, so people can interact and people can discuss stuff and learn from each other.
Mm-hmm.
Also getting out of your zones, because each artist, we sort of have this thing, right? We just get into our zone and we're just there. So it's really important to get out of that zone and meet other people and see what other people are doing. So that was the central idea. So it started with our sort of bunch of people, and then we met other people. So yeah, so sort of this like we sort of clicked, right? And we sort of thought, okay, yeah, let's collaborate, and do weird stuff. And then that's when we did that 24-hour comic session I was telling you about, right? So the fun is very simple. You just sit for 24 hours in a single place and you draw.
Yeah.
So the challenge is like to draw 22 pages in 24 hours. So that's how it is. It's done worldwide since like 1990s, I guess,
Yeah.
Scott McCloud started it. So
Yeah.
So in like it's not much.
I think it's DCK is more like it's a platform to dissect comics as an art form in India, because half of the people don't know how to get into comics here. They don't know what the aesthetics are of a comic. So it's for like people who have done a lot of it, who have faced like businesses and how they deal with it, all the logistics, and how they dissect it as an art form to give you critique and make you understand how comics
So it's
as
basically
medium
like a
works.
support group
Yeah, it is.
for
somewhat.
comics, for guys who are drawing comics. Yeah.
Also to collaborate and to
Yeah.
engage into
Yeah.
discussions and criticize.
It's even for
All of
like
that, yeah.
beginners to come up with people who are veterans.
So you guys get a lot of beginners?
Yeah, malab,
Lot of big-
whenever, yeah, we do. Yeah, malab, not we guys. As in, we are also experimenting
Yeah,
with
we're
our art,
also
right?
I mean
yeah,
DCKS. Like-
Yeah. So, DCKS. Yes. Because there are a lot of people who have just passed out of maybe Delhi School of Art and other places. They paint, but they want to get into this whole art of making comics and the structure wise and the panel and the storytelling. So yeah, we get to meet a lot of such people, right? Yeah, it's interesting.
That's cool, man. That's cool.
Yeah.
So, you wanted to move the mic or something?
I don't know. Yeah.
We can showcase one of the comics.
Okay. He's talking.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, exactly.
So yeah. So
Kartik Lalit is producing the show from the behind.
yeah. So
So he wants you to hold up that comic and show it to the people.
Shove right in his face.
Yeah.
In and all over his face.
Yeah. Look. There it is. the divine art of comicry.
So yeah. So basically, this is
Ishwar.
so basically this is the product of our DCKS group in a way. You know, like when we thought, okay, fine, you know, we should have those stories which which we always wanted to write, you know, and make out. It should be out there. It should be for people to read and, you know, see and discuss. So we sort of decided that we'll make this small zine. It's called Inklab. And so in this particular zine, what we're trying to do is we're trying to get a lot of different stories together. Because each artist and, you know, cartoonist or comic creator, whatever, has her own experiences and, you know, stories which he wants to share. But there's not a single platform where, you know, you can, you know, showcase your small comics and stuff like that. So we decided to compile it into a book format and like a zine. So this is the issue 1, and we are working on volume 2 of it. So yeah, so it will be released.
Yeah,
by
even
the next
I
Comic-Con.
think all comic makers do that, right? All comic.
Yeah.
They may have a compilation kind of a thing. Yeah, I've read those.
Yeah.
Like Marvel, I've read those. It has multiple comics. Yeah,
But that's so also most importantly, it's also to show that, you know, comics is much beyond superheroes.
Yes.
It's not only you don't have like, okay, there'll be good guy, bad guy. Good guy kills bad guy. Wahaha, everybody's happy. No, you know, there are more. There's always more to life than that, right? There are more layers of life, you know, which you should discuss. And, you know, also comics in our country, especially, people have this belief that comics is only about either it should be funny or either it's about superheroes.
Yeah, it's either Superman or it's Archie's.
Yeah.
Archie's suck.
All of that.
Sorry.
So
No, they do suck. To some extent, they do.
Yeah, of course.
So because the thing is popular doesn't mean it's good.
It's not funny. It's not funny, and the
Yeah,
art
it's
hasn't
not.
changed since 1940s.
Yeah.
They still got those diners which do not
Yeah,
exist, and
exactly.
it's really weird.
It's weird, yeah. It's
like a
also
dystopian piece.
It's World War times ki sari cheezein na.
I think
to make these
the
comics for
reason,
soldiers, na.
like people
Yeah.
don't see like that sort of logic in it is because it's just those fun times where you were in school.
Fuck
and
Jughead.
just-
Fuck Jughead.
Not as much as Archie.
Yeah.
On the other hand, you guys, there is. I've taken a look inside that zine,
Yeah.
and on the other hand, you guys are doing a lot of dark stuff. You guys are doing a lot of complex stuff.
Yeah.
And so, where do you get your inspirations from?
From life, mostly. You know, because, of course, you need to see, for an artist, it's very important to observe things, right, in general. So, whatever you watch or you listen to or you know, see around you influences whatever you are making, right? So, I personally get most of my inspiration from regular stuff that is happening around me, you know. People kill each other in this country for 500 rupees or randomly, you know, like stuff like that.
I think
Anything.
it's more than 500 rupees.
Whatever. That's small an amount. That's what I'm saying. You know, that's small an amount or whatever. So, you know, whatever. I go out. Okay, for example, I'm working on some digital art for the whole day. In the evening, I go out to have momos in the corner. There'll be stuff of like bunch of guys will be talking about, यार तेरी photo Facebook को like नहीं करी उस लड़की ने. So you get to see what is happening actually. I'm in my own world, zoned out and making those illustrations about, wow, so nice. This, यार CMY के match नहीं हो रहा यार, Magenta क्यों नहीं आ रहा ये? I'm stuck in that, and people are actually doing whatever shit. So, you know, it's very
You said
important.
that, and I remembered the new Docomo ad where it's like, ये देखिए सुशील लड़की इसके Facebook likes नहीं and then one guy comes with like his thumb up. I was like, that ad's
Hey,
awesome.
so yeah, हाँ, तो वैसे सब होता है. तो you observe ना.
Yeah.
कि while you know people are dying somewhere, these fuckers are more interested in उसके Facebook पे कितने likes हैं, ठीक है? What? So these stories, regular people, okay, what are their problems? Or for example, if he's not bothered about that, what he's bothered about? There's a रिक्शा वाला जो अपनी रिक्शा चलाने के लिए पूरे दिन मेहनत करता है, घर जाके सो जाता है,
Yeah.
है ना? वो उसको क्या अपील करेगा? उसको क्या समझ में आएगा? और क्या मैं उस तक पहुंच सकता हूँ या तो नहीं भी पहुंच सकता, पता नहीं, जो भी है. तो उनकी कहानियाँ, you know, उनके साथ उनसे बात करके या जो भी है, तो there, life in general, you go out, you see people, you meet people, you get influenced, and you think about them, and then you make something out of it. So mostly that, yeah.
Virat, anything to add to that?
Let's see. Yeah, it's mostly on those terms. You see different things like art to some way imitates life, but then there's that factor of how you interpret
Yeah.
the universe and life around you as
Yeah.
well. Because each individual, I think, is in his own sphere of, say, a universe of his own.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think it's mostly about broadening that, and then whatever comes out of that is basically that person's interpretation of it.
Mm-hmm.